When people hear the word Montessori, they imagine perfect shelves, wooden toys, and homes that look like catalogs or Montessori classrooms. My life looks nothing like that. So here's what Montessori actually looks like in my home. Absolutely not aesthetic, highly imperfect, but very real. In these videos, I'm sharing the most important things I have learned as a working mother practicing the Montessori approach to raising children, so you can spend more time with your children and less time on social media. If you're here, let this be a tiny reminder that your real life is happening in your home with your little ones, not on your screen. Alright, my children shadow us and we let them. We take them everywhere, and honestly, it's a lot of work when you could leave them at home or a kids club on a holiday, but we don't. It's a lot of pressure too, because they see everything: my good days, my bad days, my meltdowns, my patience and my impatience. But they also see me say please and thank you and problem solve and fail and then try again after my mistakes. So I'm not perfect and I don't try to be. The point is they see me in real life and not a curated version of it where they don't see me make the mistakes but always do things the right way. I use loaded words with them and I say things like science or research has proven blah blah blah. Concepts like self-sabotage or that's a lose-lose situation and we need to think win-win. Or I say stuff like that looks like a solvable problem or less is more. I will ask them questions like, what are your thoughts on it? And when I say these kind of loaded words, I don't mean in an intense way, but just a matter of fact, as if they're capable children. I truly believe that children understand far more than we give them credit for. So I treat them like they understand everything I speak to them. I do simplify it with more examples or child-specific examples, but then I will repeat that question and ask them, now that you understand, what are your thoughts on it? I wrap requests with affection and I do it consciously. So I'll often use an endearment before and after a request. So I will say, baby, are you available to do this, darling? Or I will take their nickname and I'll say, Pukalo, can you please help me get a glass of water, sweetheart? And I'll do that, like I said, before and after the request, because as cliched as it sounds, I do think that love should bracket life. It's a small thing, but it keeps our interactions gentle, and I let them struggle just enough. Sometimes I will make the task slightly harder on purpose so they experience the aha moments, not to frustrate them, but so they can discover their own ability. The fact that yes, this was hard, but I figured out the solution after trial and errors, and I have the ability to find out the solution to a problem. I heard of some 17-second rule in my early years of parenting, that you should wait for 17 seconds before jumping into help. I think it is made up. I don't think there's any scientific basis to it, but it works for me. And also in Montessori, we say offer as much help and as little help, both at the same time, which means provide a little help than you would like to and see if your child can work with that much help. If not, then you offer a little bit more, but you don't do the job for the child and you don't take the job from the child and say, oh, you can't do it, let me do it. Yeah, I delay gratification on purpose, and which basically means I say no a lot. I don't think we can damage our children by saying no. A gentle not now, we can't do that now, or we don't need it now, I feel can help them learn patience and appreciation. I know there is a thin line between abundance and scarcity mindset, and I hope I'm mindful of not creating scarcity mindset, but I also want them to yearn and appreciate the rewards of being patient. We take them grocery shopping always. It's one of our rituals. They pick items, they scan them, and they've been doing it over the years. So when they were little, we would tell them, go pick the mango. But ever since they know how to read it, we'll ask them to tick things off the grocery list. And then they've been assisting them to scan it on the checkout. So we choose the slowest checkout so no one rushes them. And now they're quite proficient doing it on their own. And it teaches real skills in natural way, like in a real way too. It teaches patience, sequencing, money awareness, and that they contribute. So a huge confidence building exercise. I say yes when they offer help. So whenever they ask, can I help? I always say, yes, please, I can do with some help. It makes them feel included and needed, and I know, because contribution builds self-worth. It also teaches them that they matter to the functioning of the home and the household. And it also encourages them to offer their help and feel appreciated, that their help was accepted. I ask their opinion. Well, what should I wear? And what do you think? Not because I need their opinion, but because it teaches them thinking and expression, and again helps in their confidence. The point is also that they get to adult me time to time. Half the time they're roasting me, "Mom, you look like a parrot in that green dress." But yeah, I let them see my imperfections. I fumble, I struggle, I get emotional, I share my challenges, I turn my work struggle into dramatic bedtime tales, and they enjoy them. It helps them see that adulthood is a journey, it is challenging, and it's not as empowering as it might look from a child's perspective. And it is hard too. Like, how I faced an obstacle at work and endured it and then overcame it, or no matter what I tried, it could not be solved because of XYZ reason. So I had to accept the situation as is. And it ties in with the serenity prayer, which goes, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." And that's something I try to explain to them without saying the prayer, but it's a prayer we say in the morning and in the night. I also expose them to real world events, even the hard parts. We watch news about stock markets and disasters or suffering. I don't shield them from the concept of death or humanitarian crisis or war-torn countries. We have watched a bird die in our backyard who was breathing the last few breaths, and then we buried it. We watch the pain and suffering in other parts of the world. We talk. I hold them close while they process. My children are fortunate that they do not have any such experiences, and I tell them that we are fortunate that we don't have any such experiences. But I'm also cognizant that absence of struggle in people's life can make them tone deaf to others. So I expose them and make them aware of how safe we are, because I think awareness can build empathy and gratitude too. You don't have to be always exposed and experience. You don't always have to experience grief and struggle in life, because that's one of the key elements why people who have experienced grief and struggle have significantly more compassion, whereas people who have not. But being a parent, I'm not going to intentionally put my children through it, but I do expose them to the world. Yeah, but I do expose them to the challenges of the world we live in. And when they ask, "Mom, did you send some money to the disaster prone place?" I see it as they're developing compassion of some sorts. I write them letters, and that too long ones, because I know they may not remember the moments when they happened, but I want them to relive those, like the day they learned how to ride a bicycle, or how once a lady offered some of her, those supermarket cards at the checkout, which was an act of kindness from her. So I explained that to her. I write about it in the letter as an act of random kindness. And I write letters every year on their birthdays, covering the whole year. So now they ask, "Mom, did you write my birthday letter?" We have special carry-on suitcases with stickers of places they have been, so they can treasure them all their life, and I hope that suitcase lasts. I let real life be their learning environment. I have never set up fancy Montessori shelves or Pinterest playrooms. Instead, our home itself is the classroom. So they organize spoons. When they were little, they used to press buttons, switch on lights. They will stir, they will move laundry. They'll do simple chores, real tasks, because I think that those real tasks teach more than any designed activity. I know a lot of parents say that I bought this dollhouse and I bought this play washing machine and my child does not use it, because the child can tell like there's nothing really happening there. So even if the child presses the button to put the washing machine on, they derive more satisfaction than playing with the washing machine. I like the play washing machine. I do think there is merit in role play, but I have experienced that children enjoy real life activities more. That being said, I don't pretend to know everything. So I say often, I don't know. I need to figure it out. That looks hard, and I mean it. I'm not just saying for the sake of it. If it is hard, I will say that looks hard. And the Montessori approach has taught me that parenting isn't about being a perfect guy. It's also about growing alongside your child. And then I get to learn a lot when I sit with my daughter watching Secrets of the Zoo or when she's reading a book. So I have also evolved academically, if not morally. And then I tell them how I managed to solve the problem, and they go, "Yay, you did it!" I expose them to books, reality, nature, and conversations. We talk about, like I said, loaded concepts like finance and marketing, and fairness, and real human experiences. That we are a weird species. It's not heavy. It's very honest, actually. Like, why are two people fighting? And I'm like, it is like, why are people homeless? And then I'll go about explaining. But I will not shield my children from looking at a homeless child, or there's a fight happening, don't look in that direction. That's not what I will do. And children appreciate honesty more than we think. So it's if they've seen it, there's no point in shielding them from it. And mostly I just try to be present, and I tell you, it is hard. I don't have elaborate setups, so I simply block time and I try to be there physically. I'll discard my phone somewhere in the house, so as such that I'm not distracted by it. Most of the time I can't find it after that. But like I said, Montessori in my home is not an aesthetic. It's a way of relating to my children. It's simple and imperfect. Everything I do is small and ordinary and mundane because I know it's a big deal for the children. And if this video nudges you to put your phone away and sit with your child for a few minutes, then the message has reached where it needs to. Screens can wait, childhood won't.